To make our white chocolate mousse, you're going to need 1 box of Jell-O white chocolate instant pudding and pie filling, an 8-ounce Cool Whip, milk, 1 packet of unflavored gelatin, and 1/4 cup of water. Let's whip up our mousse. The first step to make our mousse is we're going to dissolve our 1 packet of unflavored gelatin in our 1/4 cup of cool water. We're just going to stir this up until all of the gelatin has been dissolved, and then we'll just set it aside for now. Now to my mixing bowl, I'm going to add my packet of white chocolate pudding and 1 cup of milk. And now I'm going to stir this up until it's well combined for a couple minutes. After stirring for 2 minutes, you can see you've got a very thick pudding because we only used 1 cup of milk instead of 2. Now we're going to add our unflavored gelatin. And we're going to mix that up until everything is well combined. Once you have it thoroughly mixed, we're going to fold in our 8 ounces of Cool Whip. We're going to fold this in, not stir it real hard, because we want to keep the volume that the Cool Whip is providing for the mousse. Now that all my Cool Whip has been folded in, I'm going to cover this up and put it in the refrigerator until it's time to serve. It should set in there for at least several hours. I would actually do this the day before. To make our berry sauce, you're going to need some sugar, a fine strainer, and frozen berries. You want to use frozen. You get more juice out of them. This has strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries in it, but you can use whatever berries that you prefer, and a blender. Let's get our sauce going. So I've got some of my berries into my blender. Unfortunately, my large blender just bit the dust. So I'm going to be using this little one, so I'm going to have to do a couple batches, but that'll be fine. And we're just going to blend these up until they're a liquid. Now I'm just going to run my berry puree through my fine strainer. This will remove any seeds and bits of berry. We want just a nice smooth sauce. To get all your puree through your strainer, take the back of a spoon and just move it around. Depending on what berries you have, there may be a lot of seeds that get stuck in the strainer. I pureed and strained all my berries, and this is the consistency of the sauce that I have. It is a little bit too sour, so I'm going to add a teaspoon of sugar to start with and stir that in, and then I'll add more as needed. I'm just going to stir it in until it's sweet enough, but not overly sweet, because the white chocolate mousse is fairly sweet. Now, this should thicken up some in the refrigerator. If you're making this sauce and it is too thin, put it in a saucepan and put it on the stove and let it simmer for a while and let it cook down a little bit. It'll be a bit thicker. Or worst case scenario, you can add a little cornstarch to it and put it on the stove and it'll thicken up fairly quickly. But I'm going to put this in the refrigerator and see how thick it is before I'm ready to use it. Our mousse and our berry sauce have been in the refrigerator actually overnight. I ran out of time yesterday. And you can see the mousse is really nice. The berry sauce thickened up in the refrigerator some, so it's a nice consistency. Let's see what it looks like when we plate it up. This is how I'm going to plate up my chocolate mousse and berry sauce. I piped a little bit of the chocolate mousse in one of our sugar cookie dessert cups that we made in the previous video. A link to that's in the description. Drizzled a little bit of the mixed berry sauce over the top. Added a fresh strawberry. And I put a little bit more of the sauce down on the plate in case somebody would like to add a little bit more sauce to it. And you could always add a little dollop of whipped cream as well. Always good to to add some whipped cream with your mousse. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please join our channel. We hope to see you back soon.